Hey everyone, and welcome back. We're going to get into how to use auto layout. So auto layout is a feature that is essentially part of regular frame. So let's jump right in. I'm going to press F to get my frames list, and then I'm going to just select the first one just for the sake of our demonstration. So I'm going to rename this, and to rename it quickly, you can press Command R or Control R. And I am just going to call this my auto layout frame. And I'm just going to shrink it just a bit. And I'm going to create another frame below it. And I'm just going to call this my regular frame so everyone can see the difference. Now, auto layout frames are really great if you want to have like responsiveness a part of it. If you want to essentially make sure that like you can build some nice lists. It's really great for even, creating like buttons that are responsive. So I'm just going to get into a quick demonstration. So I'm going to create a rectangle or a square, doesn't matter. And I'm going to place it inside both of these frames. Now, when we look at the regular frame, everything is as we learned before about frames. But now let's turn this into an auto layout frame over here. So I'm going to click that frame. And if you go over to the properties panels over on the right sidebar in the design panel, you'll notice auto layout. If you click that little plus button, now it is in an auto layout frame. I'll get into what all this means in a quick second, but this allows you to adjust padding and between items and the padding between that's horizontal and vertical. So if I were to say add another item, like let me add another rectangle, you can just copy and paste it. You notice how the whole frame grows, and if I add more, the frame keeps on growing. And you can even adjust how that frame works, the direction, if you want it to go vertical or horizontal, and there are many more details there. You can even nest auto layout frames within frames. So I'm just going to move this one down, and like here, if you press Command C and Command V or Control C, Control V, it doesn't adjust the frame. So auto layout frames are really great for responsiveness. Let's jump right in. So we have another frame that I want to create. So I'm going to just create 2 frames of 2. So 1 and 2, and then another frame. So I'm going to select these ones. I'm going to hold down Shift, and I'm going to right click. And if we go down, we can see that we can turn it into an auto layout. So we can add auto layout. There's another frame. So, and you can see it here, it is applied as well. And I'm going to do the same over here. Right click, and it's Shift A as the shortcut, as you notice over here. This allows me to nest frames within frames. And this is really powerful for layouts. We'll be using this in certain demonstrations as well. But if I now say, change the direction, we're not going to have 4 vertically, we're going to have those 2 frames stack on to one another. And you can see how they're nested below. So we have our 2 rectangles up top and 2 rectangles at the bottom. And you can make some pretty cool grids. And you can even nest another frame within this frame if you'd wanted to. And the easiest way to add new items, you can copy and paste. You can also duplicate, which is Command D or Control D, which will duplicate what your last action. So I'm just going to go back with a Command Z. And you could also reorder the object. So I'm just going to change the color here really quickly. If I use my arrow keys, I can order the object within a frame and even the frame within the other frame. So you can reorder things really quickly just using your arrow keys. Or you can click and drag. Oops, just be careful not to drag it outside the frame. And if I really wanted to just, if I wanted to hide them or delete them, I can do that as well. So I can hide them like that. Or I can just delete it and it's gone. And that is how you use auto layout frames in the most basic sense.